You found Twitch, the pulse of the video game revolution. On this Twitch, Hollywood blasts onto your PlayStation when we take a look at Alien Trilogy. Plus, build an awesome robots from the ground up in RoboPit.
On our Twitch tip, we'll show you how to get bouncing pucks and upside-down players in NHL All-Star Hockey for the Sega Saturn.
We'll be checking out a variety of hardware switches by Naki.
And we'll give you our thoughts on Guardian Heroes for the Sega Saturn.
And we'll be coming at you from California, checking in with Lizard Boy Dana Gould of Gex. Plus, Turok makes the jump from comic books to the video arena.
Our featured game is Guardian Heroes. First up, sports. Let's Twitch.
Sports! Sports! Sports!
If you're looking to slash your way through a sports game that has blades, sticks, and guys with no teeth, Sega has brought forth the quest for the cup. Hit the ice with NHL All-Star Hockey. Sega brings a lot to the party before you even get to the game, like real NHL action clips. Marv Albert taking you on a tour of the Hockey Hall of Fame.
A grand old building.
Or set up a complete Stanley Cup playoff package with 16 teams chasing Lord Stanley's Cup. But hey, it's hockey action you want, so build a team and hit the ice. Grab an NHL team and make some trades or construct your own players and teams from scratch. Once you're ready to play, take out your teeth, lace up your skates, and drop the puck. Ooh, but you better be ready for the likes of Sergei Fedorov. The sounds of the game are fun. The crowd, the organ, the sticks, you feel like you're in the game. And you can watch the game from almost any angle. Two other features make this game great. If you want to kick some butt at a friend's house with one of your powerhouse teams, transport one of your design teams to another Saturn, if you have a memory card. Also, if you have a huge couch and the proper controller accessories, NHL Hockey can handle up to 12 players at the same time. Everyone picks a player and the rest is ugly.
In NHL All-Star Hockey for the Sega Saturn, enter this code to get bouncing pucks. Start a new game, and at the intro screen, press and hold simultaneously X, Y, Z, L, and R. Then, during the national anthem, press and hold simultaneously X, Y, and R.
If you want to play the game with upside-down players, start a new game, and during the intro screen, you'll once again simultaneously press and hold X, Y, Z, L, and R. Then during the national anthem, simultaneously press A, Y, and Z.
He's the first acclaimed comic book character to make his interactive debut. Turok, the Dinosaur Hunter, is coming soon to Nintendo 64. And here to tell us more about it, we got Bob Pasenko of Acclaim. Once again, Acclaim's breaking new ground.
We're very proud of Turok because he's our first acclaimed comic character to make the leap to Nintendo 64 and interactive video games. We're very excited about the product. It features our proprietary motion capture technology. It's been developed by Iguana, who is our in-house development crew. And from everything we've seen at the show, we think that this is probably the best Nintendo 64 product that's out there.
What makes it so cool?
The technology, the game design, it's actually the product. I mean, it's got all the bells and whistles, it looks great, it feels great, but the reality is it's got great gameplay, and it's fun to play, it's addictive. We can't get people off the machine.
Cool, and they're the same graphics that were used in Jurassic Park the movie, so it's gotta be pretty darn cool. Shooter! Shooter! Shooter!
You remember those Alien movies, don't you? You know, with Sigourney Weaver as Ripley, an officer on the Nostromo whose crew was killed by alien life forms? Well, now Alien is a game for the PlayStation, so now you can put yourself where you always wanted to be, in Ripley's shoes. In this game, you see everything the way Ripley sees it. It's Doom-style action at its finest. Running through darkened corridors, you'll face many alien life forms. But that's not all you'll face. Just like in the movies, the mysterious company wants to sneak some of these aliens back to Earth for research, and they sent space marines and other officers to try to stop it. Since you've got space monsters and Earthling bad guys to deal with, you'll want to find more advanced weaponry at the abandoned bases and in the darkened tunnels. You'll start this adventure with only a 9mm Beretta, and that's not gonna cut it. Soon you'll grab a shotgun and a flamethrower. Eventually you'll have more weapons than you can carry. Be careful and conserve your ammunition. Taking on 2 aliens with a dirty look and an armload of empty weapons is not a formula for success. Some of the levels come straight out of the movie series, but most of them are new. It'll take some exploring before you know where you're going. You'll also find other useful stuff like an auto mapper, which automatically tells you where you've been. Look for other armor too, like this acid vest, because these areas are infested with bugs and you need to exterminate them. It's fun to interact with the scenery, but don't get caught gawking. If you don't pay attention, you could get killed. Game over, man. Game over.
Here's how we scored Alien Trilogy for the Sony PlayStation.
I'm a big fan of the Aliens movie, so I was hoping for a lot from this game, but the graphics didn't stack up to others of this type. Even though the music was okay, I wasn't thrilled.
The graphics in this game are so bad, I was hoping the aliens would kill me. The control was really good and the music was nice, but it's not something that I'm going to recommend.
Don't go away. We've got level passwords for Alien Trilogy, a behind-the-scenes look at the making of video games, and... Sony PlayStation takes simple fighting games into a new high-tech dimension with an odd little game called RoboPit. Now, you don't just pick different fighting characters. You build your own robot and pit him or her or it against other fighters in the pit. You can select different bodies, different feet, and even different faces, and then equip each arm with a weapon. When starting out, you'll probably have pretty good luck with something simple, like the punch and the crossbow, which give a good mix of short and long attacks. There are hundreds of other robots to compete against, each with different weapons and different builds. They've got them with springs or even tank-like tracks for feet. With each victory, you'll rise in the ranks and be able to fight against more and more powerful enemies. And when you win a battle in RoboPit, you're allowed to take one of your defeated enemy's weapons. But if you lose, your enemy gets to take one of your weapons. Before each match, you can change your weapons from the list of those you've acquired so far. If you're fighting an opponent who focuses on missile attacks, a good strategy would be to use in-fighting weapons like punches and sword-shield combinations. Just like most 3D fighting games, you'll be able to knock your opponent over the edge of the ring. If you're taking too much damage, try to trap your enemy against the edge and knock him off for the win. RoboPit is a simple game to learn and it's easy to play. So if you feel like burning up some time with a unique game, give it a try.
Here's how we felt about RoboPit for the PlayStation.
This game is like Jumping Flash on steroids. It's got really nice control, great graphics, and excellent sound. This is a game that I would recommend to anybody.
I wasn't sure whether I liked this or not, but I think it got repetitive enough that I can say no. The graphics were fine and the action was fine, but I think you'll get bored.
Check it out, I got a killer Twitch tip for you for Alien Trilogy. It won't allow you to kick some extra butt, but it's gonna help you play on any level you want to. Go to the password screen and enter the password GOLVL, followed by a number from 0 to 34. For example, to start at the game's final stage, enter GOLVL34. Highlight Accept and press the X button. The words Cheats Activated will appear on the screen. Now quit to the title screen and select Start Game, and you'll begin at the level you've chosen. Check out the game's ending scene with GOLVL35. It's pretty twitchy.
We're looking at a variety of switches and connectors from Naki. The Master Switch allows you to hook up 3 different video game systems to your TV and easily switch between them.
The Game Switch is designed for the Sega Saturn. It automatically switches between the television and the video game system when the Saturn is on.
The Tribal Tap is an adapter that turns your SNES 2-player system into one that can handle up to 6 players.
If you're an avid gamer like me and you probably have more than one system, these peripherals are something you're going to need because it'll help you clean up your entertainment system with all those cables laying around.
A lot of these peripherals are needed and are easily affordable. I like the fact that you can hook up 3 different video game systems into one giant switch and switch between them on the fly. The Tribal Tap is a nice adapter that allows you and your friends to get together and duke it out on your favorite sports game.
Fighting!
Zero divide is a computer term for a serious error that could cause a system crash. Hopefully that won't happen when you play Zero Divide from Time Warner. This is yet another fighting game that seems to specialize in dramatics, special attacks, hits, and looks. But how does it play? Most of the 8 characters look like something out of a nightmare. Some are armed with weapons, some without. Zero Divide is a 3D-style polygon-based fighting game much like Tekken and Toshinden, though not as refined. The fighters look real awkward, but not all of them play that way. As far as fluidness and control, Zero Divide is so-so. Though most of Zero's fighters are of humanoid form, there are a couple, Draco and Tao for instance, that look like a dragon and a scorpion. And though they have some pretty nifty moves, newcomers will probably be easily confused till they get the hang of it. Most fighting game fans will be able to pick up a controller and get a majority of the special attacks off without any help. Moves are the familiar fireball moves, the forward, back directions. You get the gist of it. Zero Divide is an average fighting game. It has some originality, but it still lacks the raw power of games like Mortal Kombat, Tekken, or Virtua Fighter. So if you can only buy 1 or 2 fighting games this year, Zero Divide should not be one of them.
My name is Mitzi McGilvray, and I'm a producer here at Electronic Arts on hockey. Hockey's great. Gotta love hockey. And I've been a producer for 6 years, so I was one of the first women producers. We're worried about business model, making sure that we do something that makes sense for the company, that it's going to be financially feasible. We could be typing up bug reports and getting coffee for programmers at 3 in the morning, making sure that they have enough pizza and healthy food, whatever it is they want. So the role varies from something that's really high-end business to, you know, bringing coffee to the guys. You can put in easily 20-hour days, but it's probably one of the funnest things you could ever do. Everyone in our group plays on a league, madman type hockey. I mean, I just go after the puck, try to get the puck in. Not too much of a strategy. It's just, you know, whoever's in my way, take them out. The guys usually don't expect me to come after them and knock them over. I've got fat pants that are about this big. So when I do get knocked over, it's not too damaging. So everyone loving hockey, you're going to get a really hardcore simulation out of this group. You're going to make sure that everything is accurate. Features that are important to hockey players and features that are important to gamers, because these guys just love games as well. Probably the best feeling is taking one of the copies right off the production line when something's done and saying, it's like, here it is, it's given birth, it's alive. That's a neat feeling.
Next on Twitch, our Twitch trip continues when we meet the voice of Gex. Plus, the Twitch review of Guardian Heroes looks at how well action and role-playing games go together.
Hey, what's up? Steve Saunders here. Listen up, something funny's going on with Gex. Actually, with the guy who does the voice of Gex, comedian Dana Gould.
And I grew up in this little town in Massachusetts called Hopedale, Massachusetts, which is the most ironically named town in the country. There is no hope anywhere near Hopedale. You don't know what life in the 70s was like. To change the channel on the television, you had to walk across the room, turn a knob with your bare hand like a monkey in a lab trying to get a nut in an experiment. remember leaving home to go into show business. Dad, you might put me down, but I got dreams, and I'm going to be the voice of a lizard. It's going to happen. Don't do it, son, I swear. Your uncle wanted to be the voice of a turtle. It broke his heart. I tell my parents, they don't even understand. I'm like, Mom, I'm doing Letterman. I finally got Letterman. Your brother bought a truck? I wish they'd just come right out and say it. Mom, I'm going to be in a movie. It'll never be enough, son. Thanks, now I can relax. Action! Action!
Four friends discover an ancient sword with magical powers. The sword, it turns out, can summon a magical undead warrior called the Golden Knight. So begins Guardian Heroes, the latest action-adventure game for Sega Saturn. Your job is to battle through hordes of evil knights and other enemies on your way to a final showdown with the evil spirits of the world, and to save the kingdom from certain disaster. The gameplay is fairly simple side-scrolling action. You'll make your way from left to right, battling scores of bad guys. And what makes this game unique is that there are 4 different planes to fight on, so you can avoid an enemy by stepping into or out of the screen, like this. Now, just like in role-playing games, you'll gain experience points you can use to strengthen your character's weak points. But be careful. Certain characters work better with certain kinds of qualities. For instance, it's important for a magic user to have high levels of intelligence and mental abilities. Give strength and vitality to your warriors. Throughout the game, there will be interruptions where you and your party will have to choose from several possible paths. The path you choose, along with the character you've used, will ultimately determine the ending of the game, should you reach it. When you summon the legendary Golden Knight, it's kind of tricky. You can make him be aggressive or have him back off a little bit, but you can't control him completely. The story continues to unfold right in front of you during the intermission. This game combines the best elements of a standard scrolling game with a good role-playing game. Fans of either type of game will want this for their Sega Saturn.
You know, Guardian Heroes for the Sega Saturn is kind of a throwback to the old 16-bit action games. Even though the graphics aren't that great, I still enjoyed it.
I don't know, I didn't like it that much. I mean, they have a pretty cool idea trying to, you know, combine the role-playing and the side-scrolling element together, but I just didn't think it worked out.
See, this is my type of game. I mean, back in the 16-bit days, this was all I used to play with side-scrollers, and now in the days of polygon graphics, I haven't seen any of them.
Well, see, exactly, there you go, with 16-bit. Now, I mean, we're in 32-bit now, so they've got to stop going back to the 16-bit type genre.
Well, if only they could capitalize on the strengths of the Saturn, but they really don't in this game, except for the sound.
I don't know. I mean, I just think the whole entire sword fighting and all that stuff, I just thought it was lame.
See, this is the kind of game I think is for the guys who want to reminisce about the old 16-bit side-scrollers. It's got good magic, great hand-drawn art, but it's not for the guys who are into the newer generation of games.
This game's all right for the novice gamer, but I think anybody who's had an experience with role-playing games might look for something else.
If you're tired of having to beat the easier Venom class before you can play the Rapier class and Wipeout, here's a code you'll love. To get to the Rapier class, first go to the Select Number of Players screen. Highlight the one-player option and then hold R2, L2, left, start, select, and then press X. Now, when you advance to the Select Racing class screen, you'll be able to choose the previously unavailable Rapier class. Just think of it, a whole new type of vehicle to crash, burn, and wipe out. Don't turn that VC on. Here's the Twitch tip recap. To create a bouncing puck in NHL All-Star Hockey, start a new game, and during the intro, simultaneously press and hold X, Y, Z, L, and R. Then during the national anthem, simultaneously press X, Y, and R. To have upside-down players, start a new game, and during the intros, simultaneously press and hold X, Y, Z, L, and R. Then during the national anthem, simultaneously press A, Y, and Z. If you want to start on any level of Alien Trilogy, Go to the password screen and enter the password GOLVL, followed by a number from 0 to 34. Highlight Accept and press the X button. The words Cheats Activated will appear on the screen. Now quit to the title screen and select Start Game, and you'll begin at the level you've chosen. To get to the Rapier class of Wipeout on your PlayStation, first go to the Select Number of Players menu. Highlight the One Player option, then hold R2, L2, Left, Start, and Select, and then press X. Have any secret tips or codes you want to share on Twitch? Email them to us along with your comments at intro@tcinc.com, or send us a letter at Intro Television, 4100 East Dry Creek Road, Littleton, Colorado, 80122. On the next Twitch, Toshinden's back in Battle Arena Toshinden 2, and we'll tell you how to play as the bosses. Plus, we've got strategy hints on a whole new role-playing game for the Saturn.